Clic, mao, ça tue, ça blesse, ça flingue. Aïe, 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 mao, gazo, clic.
Collective, thank you for joining me today in the ethers. We're going to jump in, see what's out here, what's the message, what you need to know. Thank you guys for showing a lot of love to my channel. I definitely appreciate it. You know how I do. If this resonates with you, take it for yourself. If it doesn't, share it with someone else. Okay. What's in the message? You have the Ten of Cups in reverse. You have the Four of Swords in reverse. And the Eight of Cups upright. I want to pull the cards, then jump into the reading, because I noticed you have the Knight of Wands in reverse. I noticed that every time I start pulling the cards and I get the messages, my readings go for like an hour long. So let's try to keep it shorter for you. For the collective, you have the Queen of Wands. A lot of fire energy, water energy is out here, air energy, the Eight of Wands in reverse. This is interesting. The Ace of Cups. The Knight of Cups. You have the Knight of Cups twice, because you guys know I double my deck, right? And you have the Knight of Wands twice, and it's in reverse. Let's see what this energy is about. This is interesting. You have the Ten of Swords. The Five of Swords wanted to come out. And you have the High Priestess in reverse. What's the overall energy for my collective? The Four of Pentacles and the Devil card. All right, let's jump right into this reading. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Three of Swords. Let's get into this train wreck of a situation here. So, collective, the first card out is the Ten of Cups in reverse, okay? This beautiful card, but it looks like this, okay? So, with the Ten of Cups, I feel something that once looked perfect on the outside hasn't been feeling right for some of you on the inside. I feel like Spirit is telling me that this connection that you share with this person, it lost its balance. That's what I'm getting. Like, I feel like there's no balance here. I feel like, especially with the Ten of Cups, because this is big dog energy, right? This is the happily ever after card. This is wish fulfillment in all areas of your life here. And I feel like for someone, it was too many expectations and just not enough harmony. It's that moment when you realize the dream you built together doesn't match the reality you're living, right? I feel like it's okay to grieve that picture, because some of you are going through it right now. Some of you is in, I feel like with this card in reverse, some of you could be in isolation, staying away from family, right? Friends, or keeping things private here. But I feel like this situation, it taught you what real emotion, right? What real emotional fulfillment should feel like. Okay, so even in a bad situation, you know, this is a lesson. I feel like this is definitely a lesson here. You have the Four of Swords in reverse. Now, the Four of Swords upright, to me, it's Spirit telling you to take a break, right? It's relaxation, it's definitely peace. Okay, it's self-reflection, it's resting. But in reverse, the opposite of resting is restless, right? So I feel like some of you are experiencing some restless energy here. If you're in a connection with this Ten of Cups in reverse, I feel like neither of you fully healed before trying to reconnect or move forward, if that makes sense. I feel like the mind is racing, right? It's replaying conversations. It's replaying worries, and it's wondering, right? Somebody is really in their head and they're not getting any peace. I feel like when the Four Swords show up either way, whether it's upright or in the reverse, Spirit's saying to slow down before exhaustion becomes confusion, right? Some of you might need to pull your energy back, or, pull back and just breathe for a moment, right? Reset your energy here. I feel like some of you are kind of doing the most, if that makes sense. It's not going to make sense, but I'm going to break it down. You have the Eight of Cups. So this is after, for some of you, this is after the time of self-reflection here. So the Eight of Cups it's on the card, right? The person who's walking away. I feel like for some of you, you're walking towards self-respect. I feel like the Eight of Cups, this is the spiritual kind of like graduation card, right? You're leaving behind what doesn't pour into you anymore, right? It's not bitterness. I feel like for a lot of you, it's maturity, right? A lot of you are choosing peace, right, over the chaos here. And for some of you, if you're choosing peace, that doesn't make you cold. Okay, you're coming into alignment, if that makes sense for you, right? You're clearing out old energy that no longer serves you. You're realizing that the person that you thought was your person is not your person. I don't know why I'm hearing that. So you have the Knight of Wands. Now the Knight of Wands in the upright, you have it in reverse, but in the upright, this person, or this could be you, this is just very impulsive energy right now, right? For some of you, this could be like a player. Maybe the person that was in the Ten of Cups with you had this player sort of energy, right? This person, you probably see this person as a little immature, possibly hot-tempered, rebellious, right? But they're also charming. They're also charming, right? But you have this person in reverse. So if that was then what I just described in the upright, the fucking reverse is, I feel like for a lot of you, this person has been very inconsistent, right? They're hot today and they're gone tomorrow. I feel like this person has passion, but is without direction. So I feel like Spirit's calling out the instability here, right? Excitement that burns fast and fizzle quicker, if that makes sense, right? For some of you, could have just met this person, okay? I feel like if someone keeps circling back without growth, it's okay to stop opening the door. It's okay to stop answering your phone at this point. Because a lot of you are walking in your peace. You're choosing your peace. You're choosing your higher self. You have the Queen of Wands, and this could be your energy, right? It doesn't necessarily, you don't have to be a Sagittarius, a Leo, or an Aries, right? But this is the Queen of Wands upright. So I feel like this is you, collective, possibly. for some of you, you could be creating something new. Some of you, I don't know why I hear some of you working in a garden, or you do something with flowers, or some sort of drawing, right? Maybe you could be an architect, I'm not sure, but you have the Queen of Wands upright. And I feel like this is you. Here's you standing tall again, right? Your confidence is restored, right? Your charm is returning. I feel like you're remembering that love isn't about shrinking, right, to fit someone else's comfort zone. So the Queen of Wands shines without asking permission. This person here is very unapologetic at this point. And Spirit wants you to stay in this energy, stay in this power. Because whatever it is that you're going through, it's not going to last. It's just not going to last forever. You're being brought out of this energy. Okay, this is why you've received the downloads. This is why you guys are receiving a lot of clarity here. You have the Eight of Wands in reverse, and I'm not going to lie, I hate the Eight of Wands in reverse. The Eight of Wands upright, that is excellent communication coming in. All these little arrows, these little wands are, you know, whatever you think it is for you, whatever the type of communication you want it to come in, it's coming in, right? However, in reverse, because that's where this is, it's communication delayed. This is emotional bottlenecks, right? Someone wants to speak, but their pride or their ego is in the way. They want to tell you how they feel about you, right? But there's a blockage here. There's no communication. And with the Eight of Wands being out here, this person knows that this is the communication you need in order to get back on the right track, right? This is what you want, but there's something blocking here. Somebody's ego is in the way here. I feel like, you know, I got to get this tattooed, right? Don't chase closure. I know some of you might disagree with me, and that's fine, but I do feel like closure could be overrated, you know, to some degree. So I'm going to have to say, like, just don't chase closure, okay? I feel like you need to let the truth surface naturally, right? Sometimes silence reveals more than words could ever speak. Sometimes the silence is the answer. So you have the Ace of Cups, and that came in the upright, which is good, right? That's new energy, it's new love, it's new feelings, right? This emotional awakening and intuition, and this is spirituality. I feel like for a lot of you, there is a new emotional beginning, right? Whether it's with a new person that's coming into your life, or whether it's with an old person who did some healing, right? And you would be able to tell if this person did some work on themselves, right? You would be able to tell. This also could just be self-love first, right? You love yourself and then real love follows. I feel like with the Ace of Cups here, Spirit is preparing to refill your cup after emptiness, after letdown, after pouring so much into someone and them not replenishing that cup. I feel like Spirit is, this is the universe offering you this new cup of love here, right? I feel like you guys need to let this new chapter, this next chapter, start with you nurturing your own heart first. Okay? You have the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups actually wanted to come out twice. So, although I only took the first one, I do feel it, so I have to say it. I feel like somebody wants to come in and offer you an apology. And it could be because of this Eight of Wands in reverse here, this communication that they should have had with you that they never did. But the Knight of Cups, this person here who is charming, right? They're an idealist, they're determined, they're tactful, and they're graceful. And the Knight of Cups, I feel like when this person come in, collective, it's going to be a sincere offer, kind of, right? A sincere approach. I'm not saying it's going to be a huge, everything you want in the first conversation, but I do feel like whatever this person has to say to you when they come in, it's going to be sincere. This is going to be someone with feelings that they actually want to express to you, if that makes sense, right? So there's no more holding back here. Again, could be new, right? Could be a changed familiar face as well. Either way, I feel like the tone of this person, the approach is softer, right? It's more intentional. And I want you guys to listen to actions, not just the pretty promises here, because this person is still showing up as a knight. Okay, you got a lot of knight energy out here, not one king, just a queen. So, knight energy is, it's in and out. Okay. So yeah, you have to make sure this person stands on business when they come in. So again, you have the Knight of Wands in reverse again. All right, it's getting kind of scary. So for a lot of you, again, this person could have been very controlling, right? Kind of immature, player energy, or perceive themselves to be this player energy, right? They have a lot of people. They're very charismatic here. But you have this person showing up in reverse again, and in knight energy. So to me, this is saying that this is a repeated pattern, right? This is a red flag, okay? So like I said, when the person comes in, you will be able to tell if they changed. I feel like for some of you, not all of you, when this person comes in, they're going to be wearing a mask. I feel like they're going to change for a couple of weeks, right? Maybe even a couple of months. But then for whatever reason, they're going to go back into the same pattern that they were in the beginning with you, because the Knight of Wands in reverse is really kind of toxic energy, right? This person operates out of toxicity, okay? This is giving me energy that for this person to still come in this kind of same energy, this is just giving me, it's making me feel like you guys were very patient with this person. You kept forgiving this person for their bullshit, right? Whatever, issues they were trying to trigger in you kept forgiving them. You were very patient, right? With the Ace of Cups, Queen of Wands out here. You were very loving. You were very kind. You matched that energy that they wanted to bring. However, when you kept forgiving this person, they kept doing the same thing over and over and over. So here they come again in the same energy, Knight of Wands showing up twice in reverse. I feel like Spirit is emphasizing to you right now, do not confuse intensity for intimacy. This lesson will continue to repeat itself until you set some boundaries. Okay. I feel like at this moment, you got to protect your peace like it's currency. You protect your peace like you protect your car, right? Protect your peace like you protect your finances. Protect your time and your peace, because if they're coming in this still upside down energy, they're coming in to waste your time. They're coming in and they're going to act as a blockage in your life, okay? I don't know who needs to hear that. And this is confirming this because you have the Ten of Swords. And the Ten of Swords, the good thing about the Ten of Swords is that this is the end. You'll never repeat this fucking cycle. For some of you, right? You'll never repeat this again. But the Ten of Swords, that's defeat and failure. It's bitterness and it's betrayal. It's exhaustion, right? It's collapse and it's giving up. You have the Ten of Swords and the Five of Swords, okay? So I feel like you had a lot of people involved in this situation, or this person is talking to other people possibly about your situation. I feel like this person is asking, what is it that they can do to get the collective, back interested here. I feel like with the Ten of Swords and the Five of Swords, there was an ending here, but it was also, it was an ending, right? There was definitely an ending that hurt because you have the Three of Swords coming out and the King of Cups is right under that. So there was a heavy emotional ending here, right? That hurt. But I feel like it also liberated you, right? There was betrayal, there was harsh words, or just pretty much emotional fatigue here. Look at this person. They look exhausted. This is closing a painful cycle. I feel like the silver lining is that there will be no more games. There will be no more half-truths. You're done playing battle. You never wanted to play games with this person. But like I said earlier, them coming in the reverse, twice showing up in the same energy, let me know how immature they were. I feel like this person wasn't ready for you. They weren't on your level, so to speak, okay? Whether, spiritually, for some of you, maybe physically, mentally. I feel like they took out a lot of what happened to them in the sandbox, as a child. A lot of the rejection, a lot of the neglect, they took that out on this relationship with you. But I feel like with the Ten of Swords here, you're done playing games, right? You don't feel like you should be fighting for this person's attention. It should be equal generosity, right? Give and take here. You have the High Priestess, and the High Priestess in reverse. And the High Priestess is showing up right next to the Devil. So I'm just going to say this because I see it, all right? Whoever this kitchen witch is, this High Priestess in reverse, his intuition is blocked. This person is obsessed, and for some of you, this person is doing some form of black magic, maybe some love spell to keep you feeling bonded to them, so to speak, right? They're trying to, I feel like somebody's trying, what I'm picturing is someone like trying to keep you connected with them with a string. I don't know. Somebody's, maybe, actually, I do feel like maybe you have someone who's going and paying someone to do this for you, for them, or they're doing it themselves. And whoever they're paying, it could be this High Priestess, right? So whoever this person is, they're ignoring their intuition, right? Or they're doubting themselves. Or this could be you in a reverse energy. You're doubting yourself, right? In the past, I feel like a lot of you let red flags slide, right? But I feel like Spirit says your inner voice, it never really lied to you. So like the guilt that you're feeling for letting this situation continue, right? The shame possibly that you're feeling, because maybe for some of you this is a family dynamic that is now breaking up, right? So the guilt and the shame that you're feeling behind this, I feel like your inner voice never lied to you, okay? You actually wanted to see the good in this person. That's probably why some of you stayed around. I'm getting 7 months, 8 months, 10 months, 10 years, 8 years, right? For some of you, right? I feel like this is why, and 1010, you need to look up those angel numbers because those numbers is out here. But this is why you stayed around, because you wanted to see the good in a person. And the good was just not in them. And you need to forgive yourself for the times you silenced yourself, for the times that you didn't speak up, for the times that you let this deceit, these lies continue, right? You have the devil and the Four of Pentacles out here. And like I said, the devil card shows up. This person, this is obsession, right? This is addiction, toxicity. It's excessiveness, right? It's codependency. So you probably have this person, collective, that's very codependent on your energy, possibly. Or this could be you. But I'm feeling like this is your person, the person that you're thinking about that's in this energy right now. You have the devil and the Four of Pentacles out here. So attachment and control issues, I feel like it's all coming to the surface, right? I feel like someone still clings to you out of fear, right? And it's not love. It's out of fear. Maybe you helped them out financially. Maybe, physically just having you there, the comfort of having someone there. They're clinging to you out of fear, not love. Maybe because there's something that you provide for them, right? This person is afraid to lose access to your energy. Okay? And I feel like with the devil card, the high priestess in reverse, and the Four of Pentacles, spirit is warning. This is a warning. You need to release what drains you. Okay? So security doesn't come from holding on tightly. It comes from trusting, right? Trusting that letting go won't break you. I don't know who needs to hear this, but somebody has to let this, it's time to let this energy go. It's time for you to sit, make peace with it, right? Pray about it, okay? But it's stunning your growth, so to speak. I feel like this is it's your time. And the whole spread to me, it's reading like, it's reading like liberation, right? You're being liberated, but from an unhealthy loop. I feel like love isn't meant to trap you in cycles of overgiving and second guessing and staying in your head and being hot and cold and being moody and angry. I feel like Spirit is reminding you to choose peace, okay? And when you choose peace, passion follows. Okay, passion will follow in its healthiest form. And you have to be spiritually, mentally, physically healthy enough to see it and welcome it in. All right, so listen, this is your love reading from the ethers. I hope this resonated with you, collective. If it does, leave a comment. I'm always in my comments, right? All right, ciao.